Andy, get over here. Get over there. Right here. Here, Mama. Right here. Right down. Hello, hello, welcome in. Happy Saturday. Fan in here. Hello. Thank you for coming in. We're going to start some live auctions. Check my buy it now, please. I've got things listed in there. Feel free to make any offers. All reasonable offers will be considered. All right, let's go ahead and get something up here that we can show. Pin this up. All right, this here is a little bluebird. It's a ceramic bluebird. It is signed. I can't read what it says. I need to find my magnifying glass. All right, thank you for looking at that. Here. Feel free to place some pre-bids. Those will be run. I do have a banger item that I will run at the end of the show. It is a brass. Let me show it to you. For those that are here already, it is this. It's a old copper, excuse me, not brass kettle. It does have a ding on its thing, but that could be hammered out. But it's vintage. That's going to be the banger item that I run later on. Let's go ahead and run these green and brown. Welcome in, welcome in. We'll start the auction on this. These here are, they're Thompson potteries. I do have 3 of these. All right, thank you for looking at those. If the person that was interested in those comes back in, let me know. This here, I should have had this listed as another banger item. This here is going to be a glass. Let's see. Where is it at? All right, I'm just scrolling. Give me a second. Give me a second. This is gonna, oh, here it is. All right, so this here, it's your Adara glass basket. You have your apple, your satin apple, and then you have your geese that's on there. And the handle is still in perfect condition. These are all for my cottage core people or grandma core. This is your, I didn't clean that. You have your geese with your apple. This would make a great fruit bowl or a centerpiece bowl. These down. Let me run these. All right, let's see. I have these here is a choice of one. You have your carousel ponies. They are by Westminster Collection. You're on your brass stand. That's the bottom. And I have a choice of 3 different colors. It's on there, choice of one. But these are your Westminster porcelain, hand painted. It has some beautiful colors on these. All right, thank you for looking at those. These are the way. All right. Let's see what's next. I'm just going to go down the list. I'll make it a little bit easier. All right, this here is 1927 Black Beauty. It's by Sewell. Oh goodness. That just broke. take that off. That was a glass cut, a toothpick holder. So here's Sewell. There's the binder there. Um, this is the inside of this. We'll go ahead and start this. Black Beauty. There's Anna Sewell. And this is from 1927. It's in great condition. I mean, full of illustrations as well. Well, was this the one that had? Okay. Oh, here they goes. I knew they had some pictures of here. It's in very good condition. All right. I've got to be more careful with my books. And those just made sounds on that. All right. Hold on for me just a second. Let me just sweep this out of the way. I want my puppy walking on shard glass. Andy, you stay over there, Mama. You stay over there, sweetheart. Okay. All done. Thank you. That here. Okay, let's see what's next. Sorry about that. We'll pin this. We'll start the auction on that. This here is from 1930s. It is a wooden, handmade, hand-carved dog. Look how the eyes were drawn on. This was actually made by Art Linton, and he made it for 1930s for this kid George that had meningitis at the time. But all these are movable parts on here. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. Take a look at the shop. Let me know if there's anything in particular you're looking for, want me to run. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let's do this. This here is a 1960s Imperial glass compote vase, or it's the Atterbury scroll on there. We'll do that for 20 seconds. And this is running. 1960s Imperial glass. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. This is from my collection, and I've had this at least 25 years, to be honest with you. Okay, I gotta say something. I was just adding that up. And okay, I guess I'm having a hard time admitting that I'm turning 62 in September. So when I started to figure that out, I was like, oh my gosh, it's already that old, because I was in my 20s, late 30s. So this here is an angel brass holder. I like that. Look at the face. So you have your candlestick holder, but I like this side too because you can use it to snuff out candles as well. So that's currently running. And it is brass from, what is it, handcrafted in India. So that's there. All right. What's next on the schedule? Let's do this. This here, where did I go here? Here is a vintage primitive metal scoop for your beans, grains, flours. That's currently running. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. Oh, thank you for looking at that. All right. We're going to hold off on that banger item till later in the show. Let's do this. This here is an ornate brass piece. It's an incense holder. And it is in two pieces with the top. So you can use that. Let's go ahead and start the auction for this. And this is currently running. It's your brass ornate incense burner with top on that. That's my Chihuahua sister barking over there. She hears me talking. I had to put her in her little playpen. She's actually my mom's dog. Here is a chicken wire cloche. You can put, a glass plate here. And you can put your decor. You can cover your plants with this. This is what it was actually used for. Um, you can cover food outside at a picnic or outside at your house. All right, thank you for looking at that. Okay. Let's already did those. Let's look at this. This here is, where did this go? That's in here. I had to put some things away. All right, so this is your Collier's World Atlas. It's from the 40s. It's in great condition. So you have all the maps that are there from the U.S., published in New York by Collier and Son Corporation. I'm trying to find the year. Oh, here it goes. So the last publication was 1940s when this was done. Let me know if you want me to run that again. Put that there. Out of the way. All right. Here is a cut crystal bell. Where did my bell go? Oh, here. And here has it has the flower etching on there. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. You have your cut glass. There is no clamper because they just didn't have it in these. But this is in great condition. And there's your etched flower on the front. Okay. A few more seconds remaining on this. I forgot to change it at the time. Thank you for looking at that. All right. What are we going to do next? I wish we could, like after they run, they go to the bottom. I wish they did that. Okay, so this is the one that broke. So let me take that out of there. All right. So we have, we have this here is a detailed brass vase. Here. Oh, it didn't change. Okay. There we go. So here's the brass vase, 3 inches tall. I haven't cleaned anything because I know some people, it is numbered at the bottom. A lot of people either like the patina on it or they'll clean and polish it up. But I leave that for them to decide. And, here's another one. I received these. All my brass just came through on an auction. This is an etched brass plate, 6 inches. See the pattern more on the back side. Just trying to see if it had any markings on that. But these are great too to put like for plants, for under your plants. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. Check out the listings. Feel free to make pre-bids. And the buy it now listings as well. All right, we're going to start the auction on this. This here is a vintage book, notebook, hardcover. It's new. It's never been used. I like how it has the yellow flowers on it. It's gonna be your writing book, diary. Has a yellow binding on that. Thank you for looking at that. That there. We have this here is your false graph granny core salt and pepper shakers. They're in great condition. They do have their bottoms. I like how you can either put them on this side, or if you want something a little bit more simple, you can put them on that side. But they're in great condition. There's no visible flaws on these. All right, thank you for looking at those. Here. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, let me pin that. Let me run that again. Um, I know some people have pinned this. This here is your green brown striped bowl. Thompson pottery. I do have 3 of these. All right. Thank you for looking at that. Let's see. What is next? Oh, oh, this is the one I was supposed to run. Let me start this one. I've had a couple of different bases. Here's his detailed brass base. This one here. And it has not been cleaned or polished. Thank you. Let's see. I did that. Here is a hand blown glass bottle stopper. It comes in the original gift box. Here is your hand blown, it's like Murano glass. You don't want to use these, you can also use them as a gift. Give it with somebody with a wine bottle. Thank you for looking at that. How's everybody's Saturday going? I'm just glad I'm off the weekend. All right, let's start this. This is a Mikasa jewelry box, trinket box, about 6 inches in diameter. It's beautifully hand painted. That's the inside. Here is the back of that. Beautiful floral jewelry dish. Welcome in. Thank you for looking at that. Take a look around, see if there's anything you want me to run for you. My name is Kathy. I'm with Bella's Treasures, or Bella's Enchanted Treasures is my true company name. I have to change it to some places I can't put Bella's Treasures because apparently there was one in Texas that wasn't very friendly. All right, so here's a brand new Flamingo Tropical Lunch bag. Never used. It's the inside. Still has the tag. For anybody that needs a little tropical. All right, thank you for looking at that. Boy, she's not going to get tired, is she? All right, let's look at these. These here is their more of our tropical themes. I'm in Florida, so of course we have all these. So here are your beverage sticks. You have flamingos. You have porpoises, fish. Flamingos there. And these are running for just $1. You have lobsters. These are cute to use now, especially for summertime. All right, thank you for looking at that. All right, here is another. This is an ornate um, brass candlestick holder. This one is actually different because it actually has a dragon quilled around it. This is heavy brass. What is that? What does that say? I can't even read that. It's a pretty candlestick. All right. Let's see what is next. I did that. Oh, here are I love these. These are Budweiser um glasses. I love how they have the red bottoms. These will be perfect now for the 4th of July coming up. Budweiser red bottoms. Set of 2. All right, thank you, thank you. What does everybody like to collect? My collection used to be amber glass. I have everything amber. I haven't even started showing you guys all the amber that I have. Here's a pair of I Love USA plastic mugs. Plastic, they're new. They've never been used. Pair of these. It actually came in a gift basket I won. I didn't never used those. So yeah, so I have a lot of amber glass plates. I've started getting rid of the started actually selling my plate collection. This here is a pair of clear grapes. They have gold metal leaves. I'm not sure if this is lucite. I can't remember, to be honest with you, but they are a pair. Here are the metal leaves. You can hang them. You can put them in a plate on your kitchen counter. I would have them displayed in a wine glass. For those, thank you for that one. All right. This here is, these are the Anheuser-Busch beer steins from 89. They're 2 different scenes. This is for both of them. They have, you see Series 89 there at the bottom. I actually live in Tampa. That's where Busch Garden is. I've had these for over 30 years. All right. Thank you for looking at those. Those up here. These here are a neat pair of martini glasses. These have olives. These are all hand painted. These came from Pier 1 back in the 90s. Put a pair of Pier 1 olive martini glasses. All right. All right, look what I found the other day. I have a storage unit I'm clearing out because my daughter tells me I've got to clear out my collections before I die, whenever that is. But look what I found. This was in my mom's or my grandmother's stuff. Who remembers methylate? And you know what's funny is that when I opened it, It still had that. I remember that. And it has that smell that used to burn so bad. Was it this one that burned, or what was the other one? Mercurochrome. Was that the one that burned? I was like, oh my gosh, that brought back memories. Brought back painful memories. And then I used to cry so much when she would put it on. And she's like, just blow it, just blow it. And I couldn't even blow on it because it was hurting so bad. All right, so I have a set of two. I actually have two sets of these. These are plastic margarita glasses. These are perfect for when you're outside at the pool or just out having an outside party. A pair of plastic margarita glasses, and I actually have another set. So you could possibly have four if you need them. They are plastic. You don't have to worry about breaking anything. All right, thank you for looking at those. What do we have next? I did those two. Let me do, all right. This is a pair of grandma and grandpa figurines. They're in your chalkware type thing. They have their umbrellas. These here are Norleans. Can't remember what they were. These were currently running. A few more seconds on those. All right. I'll keep these over here. Let's see what's next. These here are palm trees. These are some bowls that I have that are palm trees. I have two of them actually. One had a crack in it. So these here, is that? No, that's just sticker. So you have that. These here are just home trends. But I do have two of those. Get these out of here. So I do have that Pyrex dish to show. We did that. Oh, look. Here is a tabletop tennis or ping pong. You've got your net. You got your balls. This is new. It's never been open. You have your paddles. Great for summertime. You can just put it up on a picnic bench. You can put it outside on a regularly folding table. You can tie it to trees or poles. All right. Thank you for that. There. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. All right. These are some retired Pottery Barn plates that are just really nice. It has a paisley print on that. They are 12 inches. Here is the back. And I have four of these. A few more seconds on this. All right. Thank you for looking at those. All right. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. Oh, I have two of these. These here are Sakura Coral Reef coffee mugs. And I do have two. You have your coral reef fish, Sakura Coral Reef, and these are made in Indonesia. All right. Keep a shout out if you want to see anything in particular. Check my buy it now listings. That is completely loaded. Please go and bookmark my future shows. Um, I have to run this thing first. Let me run this one. This here is a 12 by 12, and it's still new. It's in the packaging. 12 by 12 corduroy. Um, the thing is corduroy paisley pattern. And this is for your scrapbookers. And then I have 2 packages of inserts as well that fit this, but this is still brand new. I don't even know if people are still doing scrapbooking, if they have time to do that. All right, let's put that there. All right, show that. Let's do, let me show this again. This here is your, oh, sorry, your geese and apple fruit bowl. It could be your center piece for your table. It has the handles all intact, but you have your satin ribbons and apple and geese on there. Right. That's that there. All right, let's see what's next. We have, let me do this. All right, this is a vintage angel statue, 12 inches, 12 inches tall on a wood base. 12 inches tall on a wood base in perfect condition. There's your cherubs, flowers. You have your little doves. Another dove there. It's on a wood base. All right, thank you for looking at that. I'll put this over here. Surprised she's not tired of barking yet. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. We're just running through the list. Let me pin this. This here is your vintage federal glass. This here is your 11-inch plate in the yellow petals. This was part of my collection. I had several of them. I sold a few of them. I used to have a tier, those metal tiers that I used to have these stacked up on like that. But these are beautiful. I used to do a lot of entertaining. All right, thank you for looking at that one. Let's see here. What was next? I did these. What is next here? Let me scroll through here. See what I haven't shown yet. Did those. Oh, okay. This here is another bottle stopper. White Eye Designs. He's got your red, white, and blue stiletto heel. Perfect for the holiday. Comes in original packaging. Never used. Sorry, I forgot. Just realized didn't change the time on that. It's great to take to a 4th of July party with a bottle of wine. It would match. All right, let's see what is next here. Where is that? I can't reach that right now. Let me do one of these. This here, I've got a set of 4. And these are restaurant wear. My days with Hyatt, actually. You have the Syracuse. So you have your platter, and then you have your matching bowl. So I have 4 of these sets with 4 platters and 4 bowls. All right, thank you for looking at that. Put that there. Let's see. Let's do this. This here is 2 vintage tobacco pipes and do 20. So you have the 2 pipes and you have this, which is the original box with more filters in there. And then I just send with this because this is where they can empty it out or keep their pipes at. And this is a signed pottery piece, signed Fritzy. Just throwing that in with it 'cause I like the way it looks with it. That's there. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. I did those. Let's do this. This here is an Amberlina bell, vintage bell. I didn't bring my flashlight down, but you've got your amber, your reds, and your oranges. You do have the metal thing here. This is the quilted pattern. On this one. All right, thank you for looking at that. Is anybody gonna be watching the soccer game? Is that started already? I forgot to even check the time. All right, this here is your vintage Amber, Indiana basket weave or diamond weave pattern, relish or bread dish. This is in great condition. No flaws on this one. This was from my collection as well. I don't know how anybody cannot like amber. You know what's funny is that my daughter, the one that she's a minimalist and I'm a maximalist. But so she doesn't really collect anything. But the amber wouldn't be her favorite color. And what's so funny is that my granddaughter, her daughter, who's 21 years old now, she's got a lot of my vintage stuff and plates that I had that were amber colored, and old drapes that I had. And I had a vintage chair that was that mustard gold amber color. And my daughter's like, she's like, I can't believe she likes this stuff that you like. And I'm like, well, it's coming back in. All right, here is a ruffled carnival glass plate. It's your ruffle bowl in perfect condition. It's a few more seconds remaining on that. We had a storm earlier today. I mean, it poured down rain, which is nice. It didn't have, it was just a hard rain. It didn't have any lightning or thundering or anything. And now it's sunny, but I'm hearing thunder. All right, we did the bell, we did that. We did that one. Let's look at this. This here is a vintage Anna Hoot. Where did they go? Here it is. Dish. I can't pronounce her German dish. Cobalt blue. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. These came in different colors too. When I looked this up, this was going for anywhere from $28 to $45. I was shocked, but and it's a heavy piece of glass. All right. Let's see. This one here. These I have two more smaller angels. These here are the Ashley Bells. They're on a platform. These are all intact. Shell, or is that a shell? Or is that a, no, that's a cornucopia. It's not a shell. It's bottom, made in China. Thanks for looking at that one. Let's see. Oh, look at this bell. This here is the brass bell. Has a great sound to it. You see the etching on that. And the scene there, is that a flower scene? I can't tell on that. There's a Knicks game tonight too. Huh. My husband will be excited. All right. What is next? If there's anything that you like that you would like to see. These here are vintage, and I do have 3 of these. These were from my collection as well. Your candy dish is your Federal glass in that yellow, it's a square diamond pattern. I used to use these for um, either when I was doing um, nuts or I was putting up some kind of like relish dish. I would separate them out and put them on the table. You can use them for sauces. Thank you for looking at those. All right. What is next? I think I'm getting through to the bottom. I show those. All right. Scrolling through, seeing what's next. I'll show those. This here is another vintage brass plate. It is not cleaned. Let me see if there's a pattern on there. This is hammered. This is a heavier plate. It's 5 to 6 inches in diameter on this one, but this is much heavier than the other one was. And these would look great. The plant on it as the underplates too, or use it as a trinket dish for your keys. You know how often keys go missing. All right. This here is a vintage bottle opener. Where I put that at. Oh, sorry, I'm running it. I don't even have it out. I forgot I had my gun open. Here it is. Run it again. But this is, we'll start that again. That is running. So I'm not sure if this is a Bakelite handle. I didn't get to check it. I ran out of my stuff and I have to go get some more. All right, thank you for looking at that. I did that. This here's neat. It's an old clothespin holder, handmade with clothespins in it. Here's the hanger itself. So somebody made it from the bottom of a pair of jeans. They were being innovative when they ran that. Few more seconds. It comes with the clothespins as well. All right, thank you for looking at that one. Let's see. I did that. Let me do. This here is vintage hazel atlas, amber, yes. Sunflower. These were ashtrays, but you can also use it as a trinket dish or for your plants or just to put your jewelry in, your nightstand. I loved my amber. All right, thank you for looking at that. These here, let me see. Let me show this. This here, I love this. It's a dry flowered. I said lucite serving tray. I don't know if it's lucite or if it's just resin, actually. It has the feet on it. This is currently running. All right, thank you for looking at that. Let's do, let me get down to Pyrex bowl. I have, where is that listing at? Okay, I'm scrolling through. Here it is. This here is your Pyrex Butterfly Gold Cinderella mixing bowl. It is 1.5 that quart. It's in great condition. There's the bottom. I can get it to show there. Pyrex. All right, thanks for looking at that. This here is vintage knife sharpener with the red handle. I know this is from the 40s, 50s. It's one that my grandmother had, actually. I know she had like a dozen knife sharpeners between her and my grandfather, and I've got a couple of theirs in there. I'm like, what were they doing? Why were they having to sharpen all these knives? I guess they weren't as sharpened as the ones we get today. All right, let me show this. This here is another one from my collection. Your tiara, sunflower, amber serving platter. I sewed the dishes that I had that was on that tiara sunflower pattern. My Thanksgiving table decorations would be gorgeous every year. This is great now too for summer. You can actually use this for a plant as well. Put your decorations on that in the kitchen. I'm gonna have to tell my daughter that I tried, and I guess it's God's will, daughter, for me to keep my amber. She'll be like, wonderful, just wonderful. This here are some wine themed napkins still in the package. You have two different, you have Merlot on one side and you have Pinot Noir on the other. I do have two of these. I have actually three of these packages. For all the parties I used to have, I just don't want to throw them away. I'd rather somebody use them. Let's look at this. This here is your wooden, your vintage mortar and pestle set. This is old. Currently running. I don't see any markings on this, but this is for chopping up and mashing whatever. The only thing I used to see, my mother and my grandmother used to do, they used to use these to crush up garlic back in the day. Or see, like this one too. Um, but now they have all those garlic cutters and everything that you can do now. All right. This here is a Ronald Bell. It's not signed. It is your Laticle art glass with your glass thing inside. It's the top that has your gold speckles in there. That is your your rainbow and twist. All right, thank you for looking at that. All right, guys, I'm just going to show a couple more things and then we'll move on to another thing, another day. We'd appreciate you going to my profile and bookmark my future shows. Let's see. Isn't there? Let me show this. I forgot to charge my phone. This is starting. This is vintage Dewberry face powder compact. It still has the original stuff inside. It is cardboard. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. All right. Let's see what else I can show before we, and I'll be back for during the week. Let's go ahead and look at this. This here is this is a monogrammed mural, heavy. It has EVC on that. Mural is just dirty, but this is vintage, very heavy. Couple seconds. All right. Well, thank you for spending time with me this Saturday. I'll be back on during the week. I believe Monday is my next show. Please go and bookmark that. And I hope I will see you then. Let's see if there's anybody here to raid. I know there's just a few. Let's go into here.